we're talking about today is getting ranked with on the Google map. Just make sure my clicker's working. Didn't test that yet. There we go. Okay. The Google Maps resources, you can download this. This is a great checklist on here. It's got a lot of information that you can use to maybe check down and make sure everything's in place. Make sure that you're doing all the right things, everything that we do day in and day out. So this is a free guide. It's not gated, so you don't have to put in your information or anything like that. Just download that and use that. And what I like to do when I start out these webinars, I like to kind of zoom out a little bit and look at the digital marketing strategy as a whole, and look at all the different tactics and basically the methodology behind how to really focus in on what it is that you need to do overall. So, primarily these three things that we're focused on is driving leads, maximizing conversion, and optimizing your results, right? So when we're driving leads, we're going to talk about the website and working with the SEO and building the SEO over time, so that the leads you're getting directly from your contact pages or the pages on your website, and building that ranking and that tracking through organic lead flow. And then running paid search. Paid search is a very key piece of leads. You get leads from Google, get leads from Facebook. Not everybody is just going to find you on search, so we want to make sure that you're also being found with paid search. And then working with your database, sending emails, doing email marketing to existing customers that never closed, or installation customers we market to with service contracts, things like that. Very important to kind of keep everything dialed in and working to drive leads in multiple channels. Maximizing conversion. So it's not enough to just get these leads. You want to make sure that they're converting at a higher clip, right? So working with your website on a regular basis to make sure that people hit your site, they're converting, they're calling, they're filling out a form, using a chat, whatever it is that helps with conversion. That's part of that focus. And then working with your reputation. A good reputation also converts the lead, but it will also help your SEO. Having automation built in, so when people are coming to your site, they're filling out a form. If you're busy and you're unable to reach out to them, automation is constantly reaching back out and trying to keep them apprised of your company and your presence, to make sure that you remind them that they've reached out and they want to talk to somebody there, even if they're busy. So we have automation reaching out constantly to help convert that lead a little bit more. Everybody gets leads that just go nowhere, or they get ghosted, or they're not interested, or they are interested. Nobody will know, but automation will certainly help bring that person over the line. And then you're optimizing your results. So you're looking at the return on your investment across all those channels. How much you're paying to your agency, how much you're paying for pay-per-click, how much you're paying on Google Ads and Facebook, and what you're getting back from it. So it's not enough to just run these campaigns and hope that you're going to get business. It's more important that you know what avenue, what lead flow, what lead channel are actually working. So this is all piece of the whole accelerated growth model, and today we're going to focus specifically on this organic aspect. I break down all of these different aspects in a different webinar almost every single month. Last month, I think we just did paid. The month before, we did more website and SEO optimization, things like that. SEO optimization will come into play a little bit today. And I will be able to, you can drill into that a little bit on the recorded version from my webinar last month. So what we're going to cover today, very important, the Google Maps. So Google Maps is still our dominant player in terms of lead flow for generator installation and service. The latest updates with that Google Map listing, very important to stay on top of that. The 5 biggest issues that could be preventing you from ranking, and this is what we're really focused in on, and our 4-step Google Map pack ranking formula, and our best tools to systematize and automate that heavy lifting. Those tools will help spread out your username, your name, address, phone across all these major internet aggregators, including ChatGPT and all these other AI systems that we're going to get into. Before I begin, who am I? So I have 20 years experience in internet marketing. I've worked directly with more than 75 generator dealers across 22 states since 2014. I've spoken at mastermind cohort events for electrical contractors and associations like NEGDA. I am the author of Digital Marketing for Generator Dealers. You can get one of those books from my website if you wish. And I also have a podcast, Powering Success, where we interview our clients and our dealers. We talk shop, learn about how they've grown their business since the very beginning. We think we got about 12 episodes on there now, and growing. Everything I teach you here today is not based on theory. It's based on, just me and my team being out there in the woods with all of our dealers across the country, experiencing the different markets, the different cost per clicks, the different experiences that we're having with digital marketing specifically for generator dealers. Working with now 35 generator dealers across 22 states, and working with some of these guys for more than a decade. So we have the experience, and like I said, everything I'm showing you today is not based on theory. It's all directly from experience. Our mission is to help 100 generator dealers double or maybe even triple their revenue. Everything we do, web design, development, pay-per-click, social media, posting, content creation, is done specifically for generator dealers on a day in and day out basis. This is all of us and all of our clients, almost all of our clients at the Generac convention back in January at the conference. Like to get everybody together. Nice picture. And the generator brand knowledge that we have no affiliation with any of these brands or manufacturers, although we do work with them in terms of co-op dollars or managing the different marketing portals that each of these guys provide their dealers. So important to spend those co-op dollars. We're working with Generac to make sure that our dealers are not leaving any money on the table at the end of the year, as well as Kohler and Briggs. So we have a good knowledge of these brands. So let's get into it. Do Google Maps matter? I do have some examples, but basically we're talking about this area here. I don't know, hopefully you can see this clearly, but this is the search engine results page for Google Maps. And this is the area, these are the 3 map listings, and these are organic listings that are getting 71% of all clicks. So of all leads that are coming in are going to come in through this area. That's 71%. The other 29% are going in through Google Ads or Facebook ads or ChatGPT or any other roundabout area that we're not covering today. What we're covering is this 71% of the clicks specifically for generator installation leads. And then the first 5, 67% of that 71% are clicking within these first 5 positions. So what's more important than being in this map pack is being in the top 3 of the map pack. This here is what we're talking about. This is our map pack, what I was saying. And then these top 3 are getting 44%. So that being said, if you're not getting leads directly from your Google business profile, okay, or if it's quiet and you're only getting leads from Google Ads or Facebook, then you are missing out on the lion's share of lead flow for installations and service contracts. Even if you're not doing generators and you're in any kind of other business vertical, this is still the dominant player. And this is why, this is on the mobile phone too. When you're doing a Google search, this is what comes up, right? Why is this the dominant player? Or why is it not these other channels? Why is it not ads? Why is it not Facebook? Well, there's a lot of reasons for this. This information here, this is what people are looking for. They're looking for, first they see the map and they know where they live. So they're going to try to pick the 3 closest people, or one of the closest company to where they live. They don't want to have any issues with delays or times or travel or anything like that. So they're going to pick somebody close. Doesn't have to be right on the money, but it needs to be close and in the vicinity. So they're going right to the map. This is the most attractive piece of it. And then we see the Google reviews right there underneath the company name. 1,400 5-star Google reviews. This is the second most important aspect to ranking in that top 3. Right? And then your often is open or closed, and it's right there. So they know if it's open, they're going to call that phone number and they're going to get a human being on that call right away. Every one of our clients does a great job with this. They all answer the phones. They have a human answering the phones, and there's no press 1, press 2 prompt ahead of that. And there's a relevant image with each listing. So you don't have total control over that, but in the beginning phases of having your profile, you do. When customers posting reviews, and if they upload pictures those pictures coming directly from customers are going to take precedence over anything that you upload in terms of what the thumbnail image is. And 3 is enough, right? And that's why Google only gives you the top 3 in search results. So it's important we have to be in the top 3, and not just in the area where you have an office, in all of the areas you want to do work, or all of the areas that you do work. So if you work in all these different towns and locations that, and you're doing a great job, you want to make sure that that is resonating on the internet and people are finding you in that top 3. So Google Maps matters, and what we're talking about now, what about ChatGPT and other answer engines? This is the most commonly asked questions to me when we're talking about SEO, organic, and ranking, and how do you do it. So there are 2 different types. There's AEO and there's GEO. AEO is answer engine. Okay, so that's basically the most frequently asked questions. People are asking these questions to their Google Voice devices and their phones and Alexas. You almost heard that. And it's providing those answers based on the questions and answers that you have available on your website. So those are the voice commands which we're keeping an eye on. Then GEO is your generative engine optimization. So this is basically the practice, the emerging practice of these different AI aggregators pulling just really good information from your website to provide it to people that are asking these questions. So this is just about the general content. When I actually ran some tests on this, and we do tests for all of our clients to make sure that they're at least available and being found with ChatGPT and all these other AI engines, Perplexity and Gemini and all these others, it's still very difficult to finally get down to the, where or who's the best. You have to actually ask ChatGPT who is the best generator dealer in Maine, for ChatGPT to finally give you an answer. But if you ask questions like, I've lost power and my generator did not come on, ChatGPT is not that smart, and it's not going to come back and say, oh, call up Mid-Maine Generator. They'll fix it for you. It doesn't do that. It's going to give you a step-by-step how to check your oil, how to check the gaskets, how to open the unit. And it's not going to even ask what kind of unit you have. So it's going to be very complicated, and it's very difficult to finally get down to getting yourself ranked in these AI aggregators. Is not difficult to get ranked, but it's just not a source of a big source of a lead channel. So it is the biggest disruptor, no doubt, but it is growing. And even on Google has AI overview now. So if you're asking questions, generator installation, Greenwood, Delaware, if you're the best answer, if you're on that map pack, you will come up in the AI overview. So this is probably the best AI overview or generative response that you're going to get if your content, website, and your business is dialed in with a marketing strategy, especially over content. So Maps is still a dominant player. So we're not seeing these leads coming in over Maps. And I can actually show you a few live examples of that, just to give you an idea. This is one of our clients, Matlock Electric, out in Arkansas. They are showing this. This is their primary location. And we use tools to help us figure out how they're ranking in all of these different areas. So this is a very difficult thing to do. I mean, just ranking in the area that you live, or the area that your company is one thing, but getting ranked in all these other areas around 20 miles, 30, 40, 50 miles out, that's when competition starts to come into play. So you want to make sure that you're directing your optimization and your content strategy towards these locations. And I will get into that. But this is Matlock showing, great positioning in the Google Map Pack for the predominant keywords that we're tracking. Generator installation. This is our primary keyword. And, a total overall spend over 3 months is $8,700. Agency and Google ads, Facebook ads, whatever is actually running. So this is like a total spend. But really what I want to show you is the number of leads that are coming in. Now this is a blend of generator and electric, but the number of leads coming in specifically from that Google business profile is tremendous. 50 from the website. So the website is another tremendous aspect but the Google business profile is more important, very dominant, showing only 12 from Google Ads or 5 from Facebook, depending on when we were running the campaigns. But this is a huge number, and this is where the majority of those leads are coming from. Just another example, in Delaware, we've got All American Electric dominating the Delmarva Peninsula. Again, 46, and these are generator leads. So this is a mostly generator company. Google Business Profile is pulling in 46 of those leads. Definitely the lion's share. Definitely showing proof of where we want to focus our energy, where we want to get these leads on an ongoing basis. It does take time to build that profile up and get those leads in, but it becomes a standard lead channel for you. It becomes where you focus all of your SEO energy, and you kind of just keep making it better, and the leads just kind of keep flowing in. I mean, you want to own the search results too. So the search engine results page, this is like that. That's what the Google SERP is. There are multiple areas where you can appear, not just in the map pack. Yes, this is what we want, but being up here in the local service ads, or being up here in Google Ads, and then being down here in organic, this is dominance. This is your this is your I lost the word. This is where you resonate with people when you're in multiple places on the site, on the search and results page. So Google local service ads, Google Ads, map listing, organic listings, and any third-party listings like Angie's List will also put you at that top level, just adding another visual touch point when people are searching. So a few things that can be hurting your ranking. So I know we've had people reach out to us and ask us, why aren't we showing up? We do a research, we do show up, and there's a lot of questions that come with that. And some of these guys have done it wrong in the past. They need an office in the city where you're targeting in order to rank. So if you don't have a physical office, you won't be able to get verified as a Google business profile, and it's not going to show, especially when you're in a saturated market like generators, and there's a lot of generator guys popping up, getting their Google business profile ranked and pushing that one down because it's not verified. You could also try spamming Google with fake locations, and Google has historically removed fake locations. I think they remove millions of fake locations on a yearly basis. So that's a really bad thing to do, because Google can also blacklist your domain, and it could also put a lot of negativity around your website and your Google profile if you spam it with different locations and try to create multiple location pages in all these different areas. It will definitely hurt you. Having an inconsistent name, address, phone number profile. So if the name, address, phone number on your profile doesn't match the one on your website, that's a ding on your ranking signals. If it's not the same as what's on Yelp, it's another ding. If it's not the same as what's on MSN or Facebook or Google or all these other or Yelp, you're having that not consistent is really going to hurt you. And then, did you spam your city and company name or categories? So does your company name say Power Systems West Generators, Generator Service, Electrical Services? So the company name needs to be the real legit company name that matches your LLC or it matches your DBA. That's the most important thing. That will also validate your listing with Google's engines. And you have enough reviews across the web. I know too many companies that have gotten their Google business profile in place and they have 0 reviews, or they've got 4 reviews over the last 15 years. They've been doing business for 20 years. You need to have these Google reviews. You need to have this in your culture. This needs to be a big part of what you do. But we're going to get into now how to do this. Okay, how do we check this down? How do we get 1s and 2s in all these different areas that we service? So that we can get ranking. So these green circles mean they rank number 1 or they rank number 2 in this area. So our proven formula for getting ranked in that 3-pack, the Google Business Profile Manager, data aggregators, our Google reviews, and our on-page SEO, we're going to break this down right now. So the first thing is to understand what those trust signals are. So what does Google use as a trust signal? How are you going to, and this is good to know. So if you know what works, you have an idea of how to implement. Brand authority, how long have you been in business? How long have you been using that domain name? And how well are you known in your community? So do you have links from other websites, things like that? Your address verification, making sure that you have a physical address, and Google's profile has verified that directly. The total number of reviews is a very big signal, but the review frequency is more important. Like the velocity of the reviews coming in on a regular basis is more important than the number of reviews. You could have 2,000 reviews. But if you have 2,000 reviews at your profile for the last 6 months, you're gonna miss out on some ranking in certain areas. Back-end engagement, so routinely uploading your images, updating your info, updating that profile in general is what's going to help get this profile ranked. And completing your profile, making sure that every aspect of that profile is completed and maintained on a regular basis. So the first thing you have to do is clean and optimize that Google Business Profile listing. If anybody does not have a profile but has a business, put that in the chat. I'm going to assume that you all have a profile. And really the only thing that you have to check and make sure that you've got everything dialed in, pictures and logo is all put into that website, your website address, your phone number. Just check down on all of those things. Make sure it matches the website. Probably the more important one is your category. Set it to electric generator shop. Unless you're an electrical company where the majority of your business is probably more than 80% of your business is electrical, then make it electric generator shop. Otherwise, electrician is the category you want to go with. And don't use an 800 number. This is a conversion tactic. People don't like to call 800 numbers. They like to call local numbers. So even if you have to buy a local number and route it to your 800 number, that's fine. You could also use tracking phone numbers. We use tracking numbers for each of our clients, but the tracking numbers themselves are local. Want to make sure you 203, 917, whatever your local numbers are. And you can, actually, no, scratch that. You can't do that with Google Business Profile. Upload as many photos as you can. List your hours of operation and keep this thing updated. That's like our number one. Claiming and optimizing that business profile. This is your dashboard. This is kind of what that looks like. I'm sure you've all seen that. You basically have to look for your Google profile, or you can go to business.google.com and you'll see your business that you've got. Make sure you have access to it. Make sure nobody else has access to it. That's probably the best advice I can give on that. This is what that dashboard looks like. Very easy to do things like posting to pictures, to looking at insights, looking at your performance, seeing how that Google profile is listed, looking at all of your Google reviews, replying to those reviews, super important, and dragging and dropping photographs and making some posts, things like that in your Google profile on a monthly basis. So our best practices though, update those photos, add them on a consistent basis. I like to do this weekly. You can do it monthly. Leverage Google Posts by posting at least once every 90 days. Okay, let's do it. I would say 30. Respond to those reviews. Very important that you do that, because it's not just a conversion tactic, but it's also a ranking signal, because Google will know that you're actively taking care of that Google Business Profile. And then answer questions that get posted. Some people will put questions on there. How much does a generator cost? Put that answer on that page, or create a page on your website that has that answer. You can give ranges for an air cooled. You can give ranges for liquid cooled. You can give ideas of how big the houses need to be. But this is a very big qualifying question, and this is a question that everybody asks ChatGPT. ChatGPT will get it from the closest generator company near them and provide that answer with a link to their website. So the pricing is the biggest ranking signal that you can put on your website. Have a page about it. Make sure it's comprehensive. Don't just list the prices for the product. Anybody can do that with Home Depot. Include the details, the variables, and give ranges between 10 and 15,000, 12 and 15,000, 15 and 18,000, whatever you want to do. but having pricing, have a pricing structure on your website can really help the optimization and ranking. The second thing that we like to do or have done is building citations and consistency with that name, address, phone number. So there are lots of other companies that handle these aggregators. There's just like a million websites out there that have your listing with your name, address, and phone number that links to your website, and all of that information is just not consistent. There's software that does that, but having a consistent reference number of the company name, limited duplicate, incorrect business information, it fixes all of that. You can use Bright Local, Advice Local, White Spark, Moz Local. You can manually claim and optimize those listings. You can use a tool like Yext. These systems help you get that ranked. And there's actually a here it is. You can use this, type in your company information, and Moz will actually kick back a report showing you, okay, well, 80% inaccurate listing. So it'll actually show you. Yahoo is good. Foursquare, you don't have a listing. Yelp is good. Facebook is missing the phone number. White Page is missing the phone number. So this software helps you make all of that consistent. This is a one and done. Generac's on the marketing mod, Generac has local listings. They also do, combined with this, is reputation management. They do social media posting. They do Google business profile posting. But most important, they have the local listings. And I think they downplay this too much because this is super important. They will actually do that for you. That service takes care of it. Go through all the prompts on the Generac mod. And this is 100% co-opable. Fill out all those questions and answers for your business, ask you for the hours and your category and all this other stuff. And they will set up your information, make it consistent across, 40 or 50 different websites. Very important piece of software that they're offering. Lots of reviews. Very important. Getting reviews, 806, 357, 605, 343, 1,422 Google reviews. So this is super important. This has got to be part of your company culture. This has got to be part of what your technicians do on a regular basis. Strategy for driving consistent reviews. You can leverage tools to request a review after every service. Leave a printed review card. Train your techs to, plant the seed with the customer. It was a pleasure working with you. We're all done. I showed you the generator. Just want to let you know that after I'm done here, somebody from my office is going to call you up and ask you for a review. It would be great if you did that for us. That would really help us out, help us get some more business, help us spread the word of how good of a job we did here, and how more people can not lose power. Be really, really nice and professional about it. They will do it 100% of the time. If they're asked in person, they will do it either on the spot or they will do it when they get an email. Promise you that. You just have to make it part of the process. Make a call after that service call walkthrough. You can build reviews and recognition to your company culture. As I said, you can also make it part of a competition. I have some guys that are actually rewarding their technicians for getting the review on the spot. Software does that too. So very important. This needs to be part of your process. And I wish there were more ideas because I would stay on this one for an hour. Like, do an hour webinar on how to get Google reviews for your business because it's that important. And there are systems that can automate this too. So you can work in Birdeye, can directly connect it to ServiceTitan or House Call Pro or Job or anything like that. And then when you complete the job or you have Generator Startup as ServiceTitan, would then send out a message right away asking for that Google review, knowing that completes the job and then it's time for that review. These reviews help you tremendously. Improving the keyword rankings in the local map pack. The information in the review too, and having that reply, and that stuff is all carried into the local search ranking and ranking signals based on keyword and key phrase searches. Definitely increases the number of conversion. Of course, people are going to hear about you or get referred. They're going to go Google you. They're going to see your profile come up. They're going to see how many reviews you have. They're going to see how many 5-star reviews you have. They're going to see how many 4.1 and how many 1-star reviews you have. Important to respond to those too, because it's not just about those 1-star reviews can sometimes be good if you have a good response. So important to stay on top of that, because it's going to help you convert those people that are on the fence. Glowing reviews become a marketing link and opportunities, right? So you can take those reviews and you can put it on your social media. You can put them on your website. You can use them in your print marketing. You can put them in your estimate, right? For when you send those estimates out. Always have a page that has your testimonials in the estimate, so that the customer is just like getting the estimate, seeing how much it costs to put this generator in, and then they see these testimonials like, wow, they really did a nice job, and these people are really happy. This helps them convert the estimates too. It makes a local business appear more credible. Of course, you have 1,400 Google reviews. That's going to make you appear very, very credible. Now, on-site optimization. There's so much to do on that Google profile that if you don't have the website to back it up, then the Google profile is only good on its own. There's a whole other aspect of that. You see a Google profile, they are sold, they click that website link, and then what happens? What's on that website link? Do you have the proper conversion details on it? Do you have the proper content? Do you have pictures of your team? These are the things that people are looking for. Strong website, good content, and a good user experience. Can't stress that enough. Leveraging multimedia. If you have some videos of your techs, videos of your team, or any kind of commercial material that you've put together on your site. Pages for all of your services, generator installation, generator service, generator repair. And then have another page for Generac or Kohler or Briggs, Champion, Cummins, whatever generators that you specialize in. Have a page for each of those. Because you know why? You never know when somebody's specifically looking for Kohler, or they're specifically looking for Briggs. You have a page on it, that's where they're just going to go. They're going to get some more information. It kind of brings them along a little bit. You need content on every page. Don't ChatGPT these pages. If you do, the prompts need to be very, really carefully done. I think I'm going to do a webinar soon on how to create these prompts, because a lot of people are just typing in a one sentence, give me a landing page, or give me a page about Generac generators for my website. You have to really tell it about yourself for it to give you a real good quality content page. And at some point in the future, Google is just going to start saying no to all these AI generated website pages. Keywords. Your keywords need the title and your H1 tag. So this is some underlying nerd stuff, but what you do and where you do it should be the title of every single page. Generator installation in Fort Smith, Arkansas. That is the title of that page. Meta description also sells the click. The meta description is 122 characters long. That's what you're going to see on the Google search result in the organic listing. So important to have meta description and your title tags properly written out on your website. And of course, the name, address, and phone number in the footer of your site. You can have the phone number in the header on the top of the site in the corner. That's important. But having your full name, address, and phone number in the footer is also a very important key piece of detail, because it's going to match with that Google business profile. Everything that matches and consistency kind of locks together and supports the strength of your ranking. Focus on page speed in desktop and mobile. Make sure your site loads quick. Don't use any speed detectors or speed measuring services. Google has a website speed tester, but it uses a lot of back-end stuff to say, well, if this isn't on the site, then it's going to lower it. So it's not actually testing it. People's speed right now is off the charts. So if your website has an issue loading, there's a problem. Otherwise, it's going to load fast. The local page strategy. So a blog post isn't enough anymore. You can't just create a blog post and talk about a generator. In general, you're going to get attention from all over the country. I once had a client that had a blog post on all the different aspects of generators, how to troubleshoot them, what do they cost, what are the differences in the sizes, differences in brands, and all this other stuff. They were getting 6,000 or 7,000 visits per month to their blog. but those 6,000 or 7,000 visits were coming from all over the country or even the world. Just people browsing and getting and they were ranking well. But this isn't traffic that you want. You can get 1 million visits a week, but really what you want to do is you want to sell a generator where you can reach them and install it. So you want to have this great website and pages with each of your services for each of the cities that you serve. Generator installation in Wayne, New Jersey. Generator installation in Pequannock, New Jersey. Generator service in Pompton Plains, New Jersey. So you're using a mixture of your keywords, your primary keywords, with the cities and towns that you want to rank in. Make sure these pages are well thought out and content heavy, and have some pictures from these locations if possible. You get your keyword and geomodifier in the title of every page. Like I said, what you do, where you do it. Generator installation, Wayne, New Jersey. That's your title. Add a little snippet in the description. Unique content on every page. Link to your service pages within that content. So if you're talking about Generac generators, we do service for Generac generators, link that to your Generac page. A little bit of a web on these pages so that it will rank better than having just text on a page, but having those links going out to these other pages will also carry some extra ranking signal, because it indexes that page and then it indexes all the other pages that are linked to it. Unique content and nearby now to pass a heat map data to the city pages. We have heat maps on all of our clients' pages from where they're checking in. Technicians are out there in the field, they check in, and it creates a heat map, puts it on the website, and it also creates a little block of text from that location and puts it on that page. So we're optimizing these pages as we go, as the technicians are in the field. And rinse and repeat this monthly. You don't have to create 150 pages right out the gate. You create 2 or 3 pages per month, roll them out on the site, and make sure it's got all the proper linking, all the proper underlying metadata inside the code, and then you can start promoting those pages within Google. Google will start picking it up and ranking your site. That's probably the best one. And you can download this keyword tool, to help you kind of just understand the keywords that we're using. And I'll pull this back up if you need it in the chat later. But this has got all the keywords that we are using for tracking. Home standby generator installation, propane generator installation. These are some of the key phrases and keywords that we're tracking to make sure that our clients' websites are ranking. Location specific, city and town, home standby generator installation, generator installation companies in city and town. Very important that you do that. Brand specific keywords. So we're Generac generator, Kohler generator, Briggs and Stratton generator. Additional keywords that you might be interested in ranking for: portable generator hookups, generator maintenance near me, that kind of thing. Work these keywords into the content on your pages so that you will start ranking for these keywords. And I have this available for you because these are the keywords that people are using to find dealers like yourselves. So if this is in your content, in your information, this is what they're going to use to find you, and then you will start to come up. So some low competition keywords: residential generator installation. We've seen searches on that. We've seen some data on that, but it's not widely used, but it is low hanging fruit, right? So if you're ranking great, if you can rank great for those ones, you'll still get some lead flow from those. We have some general keywords. Oh, I just duplicated the page. We have some electrical keywords. General electrical keywords. We have location specific keywords: EV chargers, lighting, panel upgrades, things like that. All in that document. And it's the same kind of thing. If you're in electrical, you want to have a service page for each of those services that you do. You want to have a city page. And then the city pages can be combined with all of those different services in that page. So it's not just generator installation in Wayne, New Jersey. It's generator and electrical services in Wayne, New Jersey. And then on that page, you can carve out EV chargers, lighting, panel upgrades, renovations, generators, all that kind of stuff on the page. This is also one of those workbooks, just to kind of reiterate kind of everything that I just went through in terms of what optimization you can do on your website, your Google business profile, and then what ranking signals are most important to really focus on. Really, the bottom line here is be uh, be truthful in your content and create pages on a regular basis. Be good at what you do, get Google reviews, and everything will kind of fall into place. ChatGPT and all these AI systems and even Google are looking for the best companies in the best areas. So if that is portrayed on your website and your Google business profile, you will rank and you will get these leads in this lead flow. It does take a lot of effort. That's why we have 15 people on our team to do that for us and for all of the dealers that we work for, because this is important for them. They want, you're out there doing a great job and everybody loves working with you. You want to make sure that is explained on your website and your Google business profile, in a roundabout way, through reviews and through content that you create, through videos and photography, things like that. It's all really important to the overall goal of more leads, more business, more revenue, and growing that business. So that SEO checklist. Here's another checklist you can download. This helps you with search engine optimization. I also do have another webinar that you can look at where we specifically carved out the new SEO AEO formula. So I kind of broke this down in very, very great detail on a different webinar. You can just jump to my website, or you can just type in SEO in the comments, and I'll grab that link for you once I'm done. This is a great checklist. Free SEO review and visibility scan. That's also the same as this. So if you're interested in working with us, or if you feel like we know what we're doing and you want to talk with us, we're happy to do a strategy session. We kind of pull your company information together. We run it through our software. We pull out a competition overview. We look at your local market and meet with you on Zoom. Spend 20 minutes talking about your site, your goals, your problems, your issues, and then we show you our program, show you what we're doing for all of our generator dealers, and and we take it from there. So if you want to scan that code, or you want to go to our website and fill out a strategy session, happy to do that with you. And you also have the opportunity to schedule that too. So no pressure, but that concludes this this webinar. And please, put any questions that you might have in the chat. I'm going to stick around for a minute or two.